Lately, one of the most important things of my life has been finding a way to be more mobile, to push creativity by editing and shooting in different places. Yes, I love my office setup. It's great, but I want to get into the world more and I want to bring you more content that's out and about, and I want to edit and be more creative in more places. So I have been working on finding ways to shrink things I use on a daily basis so that I can do this. Today, I want to talk about the Wimaxit 13.3-inch HDR portable monitor and 5 reasons why I think it's pretty dope. Stay tuned. What's going on, guys? My name is Ty Turner, and if this is your first time on this channel is simply about turning your passion into profit. We talk about the business side of the industry, and sometimes we like to talk about gear because gear helps push the business, the right gear. Today, we're going to talk about a mobile, slim, small, portable monitor that you can take with you anywhere, power, and use. I myself, as an editor, I love editing on 2 screens. It's just difficult for me to do it on 1 screen. And if I can take something that is so small, thin, and portable that I forget about it with me to help do that, I'm going to do it. Now, let me say something off rip because it's important that you know I used to use my iPad using Sidecar, but it doesn't give me enough resolution. I don't get 1080p out of my iPad. I don't know if it's because I have an older iPad Air or what, but I don't get full 1080p. And this particular monitor helps me achieve 1080p perfectly. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the reason number 5 as to why I like this particular monitor. Reason number 5 is inputs. You have a lot of them with this little thin monitor. Let's start with the fact that you have 2 HDMI inputs, so you can connect 2 different devices at once. 2 USB-C inputs. One is strictly for power. The other is for power and video. In fact, that is the one that I use with my MacBook Pro because I can just connect 1 cable and I can have both. Now, keep in mind, it comes with a cable that I would use. You may have a lot of USB-C cables sitting around your house. They may be designed only for power. I learned that the hard way by leaving and going on a trip and taking what I thought was a good cable, and it wasn't the one I needed. I had to go buy one so that I can use this monitor on this trip. You also have a micro USB port. Now, this is perfect if you want to connect a mouse or a keyboard through the monitor to use with your device. This can come in handy if you're using like an iPad or some sort of device where you're taking up the only USB-C port. You also have a headphone jack. Now, this will come in handy for some of the things or some of the ideas that I have in the future about ways that you may be able to use this monitor on set, but it's there in case you need it. Don't forget that this monitor also has built-in speakers, so you do get some audio. It's okay, nothing I would rely on. I prefer the MacBook Pro speakers. However, it's there in case you're in a situation where you don't have any type of speakers. The number 4 thing I really like about this monitor is it is small. It's very thin. It's less than ½ an inch, 0.47 inches to be exact. It can fit in the sleeve right alongside of your laptop. You will barely notice that you have it. I take it with me everywhere. Even if I don't use it, it's usually with my laptop. And if I need to pop it out, I can pop it out. It's not a problem. Number 3 is resolution. It is 1080p, of course. It has a nit value of about 300, so it's bright enough for indoor use, decent outdoors, about the equivalent to an iPhone 6, iPhone 7, iPhone 8, something like that, but it works perfectly for indoors. Most monitors are usually around the 300 to 400 nit range, so it's not spectacular super outdoors. However, it definitely gets the job done. Number 2 is build quality. This thing is built like a tank. It has an aluminum body. It comes with a leather cover that covers the front that also works as a stand. So you can stand it using that case as well. It's just well built. You would think for this price point, you would get a plastic body, but that is not the case. It's aluminum and it looks good alongside of your MacBook Pro or with your high-end laptop. Number one is price. During the time in this video, it's priced at about $159. That's really good for a monitor, period, let alone something thin and small that you can put in your backpack. I think it is a lifesaver if you travel a lot and you want a second monitor. You don't want to carry a big old huge monitor. You can carry this little bitty slim monitor. You can power it using your laptop, or you can buy a USB-C brick for $20 or $30 and power it with that as well. For me, it's one cable to my laptop via USB-C. I'm up and running, dual display, ready to go. Now, if you have any issues with it, the most commonly known issue is the fact that sometimes it'll flicker or blink. That's because it's not getting enough power. You want to make sure you have it connected to a proper power source. I use a USB power bank. I will post a link to that as well in the description. Now, I use this on set a lot with my Mars 300 or 400 just to have an extra monitor that I can sit next to a client. I can use one of my monitors as the director monitor. I can pop this little bitty small thin monitor up in front of my client with a power brick and they can watch it. And the screen size is large enough where they feel comfortable and confident. It's something very little. I forget that I'm even carrying it half the time. You can even use this with your PlayStations, your Xbox, anything that has a HDMI output will work with this monitor. So it's not just for computers. You can use it on a road trip. If you got a little power inverter, you can plug up your PlayStation, run this off a battery pack and play until you pass out. So that's why I like this particular unit. I will post links to it below, and it definitely gets a lot of use in my household. All right, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. If you got questions about this, post them in the comments. Let's get to it.